Our keynote speaker is someone who has represented Texas in the past as a senator. Today he is running for Texas governor. Introducing gubernatorial candidate Don Huffines.
Well, hello, Patriots. What a great day to be out by the lake. I mean, this is just tremendous. It really is. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of bio on me, then I'm going to tell you about how we're going to change Texas.
Sir.
I'm going to tell you how we're going to save Texas. Well, first, I'm a fifth-generation Texan. I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I love Texas. The best thing that ever happened to me was my beautiful, perfect wife, 34 years, and she is just tremendous. She's not here today. We have 5 great children, 4 boys and a girl. All 4 boys were Eagle Scouts. I was Scoutmaster. I do real estate for a living. It's been very good to me, and I love it. I got active in politics. In 14, I took out a rhino, the most liberal Republican in Austin. That's Rhino. Republican in name only. I took him out. I served in Austin for 4 years till the Democrats knocked me out in 18 when they took over Dallas County. A few things I was proud of in Austin. I'll just go fast on it. I uncovered the largest political corruption scandal in modern Texas history. They stole government agencies, stole tens of millions of dollars. We got 6 people put in prison. I'm the one that got the Texas Rangers involved on it, and the Dallas DA and all that, including the sitting mayor pro tem of the City Council of Dallas, Dwayne Caraway. He's serving 7 years in prison. I was always ranked the most conservative state senator, one of them in Austin, and I'm the only legislator, only elected office holder in Texas history that never took a penny from the government. Not one penny, no pay, no pension, no per diem. I never filled out a travel voucher. I didn't even use their office furniture. Because I don't work for the government, I never will. I work for the people, and that's how I'm going to be your governor. Well, you're probably wondering why I'm running. First, I'm going to tell you I'm the actual Republican in this race. But I'm running because I'm like you guys. I think we're all tired of being lied to. Liars. I served under the governor. They're liars. They're duplicitous. We're tired of the broken and empty promises. Now just look at the issues. The border. Is the border secure? Are our property taxes going down? Do you have confidence in our elections? Well, let me just tell you a little bit about my opponent. He is the definition of a career politician. 25 years on the government payroll. He is a rhino. He is a political windsock. Always looking out for himself. Putting his finger in the air, seeing which way the wind's blowing, what he's going to come down for. Let's just look at real quick at the issues. Last spring, in 1 week, he listened to all the know-it-alls, all the elitists in the Austin swamp, which is just as deep as the one in Washington. And he closed Texas. He destroyed 3 million jobs in 1 day. You can't even comprehend 3 million jobs. Did he ask you how long you worked there? Did he ask you how long you've been slaving in that business? How many sacrifices you made? How many football games you missed? Or how many times you couldn't go on a vacation? No, he didn't care. Boom! It's all over. There wasn't almost one thing in our Constitution that he swore an allegiance to uphold and defend that he didn't destroy and shred. He even closed our churches. Our churches. You need to understand that however anyone in this state responded to the scamdemic, it was on him. He gave him permission to do it. He closed our churches over Easter, the holiest week of the year. You couldn't baptize your babies. You couldn't bury the dead. You couldn't get married. And then I could go on and on. But then he can't even keep the electricity on. With millions of Texans freezing to death, standing in line. We were within 4.5 minutes of being in the Stone Age, of not having electricity for months. Lots of Texans died, froze to death, and we were within minutes of thousands of Texans dying. That's all on him. Well, I could go on and on. But let's talk about the issues. About the border. I just came from the border last weekend. It's so much worse than the TV shows it. This is an invasion. It's a disaster. I was meeting with the mayor of Uvalde last weekend, and he's endorsed the campaign. Do you know what he told me? He's in the Del Rio sector. There's a lot of sectors down there. That last month, they caught 16,000 men crossing that border and only 900 women. And since the first of the year, they've caught illegals from 64 different countries. The cartels are going crazy on our border. Last month, 170,000 illegals were apprehended crossing the Texas border. The Border Patrol says they get about 1/3 of those. So do the math. Do the math. Millions of illegals are pouring into this state this year. Millions. This is a premeditated attack by the Biden administration on Texas. We know what's going to happen. Once these folks are here and they're not standing in line to get their proper paperwork, you're never going to get rid of them. And then Biden's going to give them amnesty and they're going to be voting. Texas is going to go blue. This is probably the most important election in 22, is this governor's election. Because I'm telling you folks, I'm going to finish Trump's wall. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to close the 25 crossings that we have with Mexico in one day. In one day. And they'll stay closed until we stop illegal immigrations into the state of Texas with all the cartels bringing in their evil. It's going to happen. And you know what? I'm not asking permission from the federal government to do anything on Texas's border. This is our border. It was defined with the blood of Texas patriots. We have 64% of the international border, 1,200 miles of it. We are not asking permission to secure Texas's border. Let's just talk about property taxes. I'm sure you're excited about writing that check every year. Not. Are you tired of renting your home from the government? Let me just point out something to everybody. Every piece of property you see, real estate, it's something that's really, you got to get in your brain. All of this land, everything, is owned by the government. The government owns all of it. They have a first lien on it. No matter what lien you put on it, they're ahead of you. They own everything. All you're going to get to do is rent it from them. And guess what? You're never going to know what the rent's going to be. It go up every year. You can't budget for that. You never pay it off. We've got a great plan to phase out property tax. I know you're thinking, well, how are you going to do that, Huffines? Are you crazy? You can't get rid of property taxes. I'm telling you we can. We're going to get it done. It's a priority of the Republican Party, and we're going to make it happen. It might take 10 years. I don't care how long it takes. But we're going to start it on a path, a glide path to zero. And we're going to make it happen. And the good news is everybody here is going to get to vote on it. Because we're going to have it as a constitutional amendment. So you're going to get to decide once and for all if you want property taxes. And I'm going to task the legislature coming up with a plan to get rid of it. And if they don't, they get to come back every 30 days until they do. And they will come up with a great plan. So mainly what we're going to do on that is take the growth in state revenue and apply that to property taxes and buy it down and then push it around to some other local. There's a lot of plans to get rid of it. The first thing you got to do is have a governor that champions it If you don't have a governor that wants to get rid of property taxes, you're not getting to the 1-inch line. This whole campaign is about leadership. Leadership and no excuses. Well, let's look at election integrity. I mean, do y'all have confidence in your elections? No. We don't have confidence that our votes aren't being stolen. Because of course people cheat in elections. They've been cheating in elections since there's ever been an election. The Greeks and Romans probably cheated in elections. We can have more laws about that, which is great. It's already a felony to cheat. What we need is enforcement. We need people to go to jail to cheat, because then we know they cheat. So I've got a plan that's going to put a lot of law enforcement in every county. We're going to make sure that these people are trained in voter fraud, election fraud, and they're going to put a lot of folks in jail. We're going to have a plan where we can move the court system out of these Democrat counties so we can have an independent prosecutor. These are nonpartisan issues. We have got to have confidence in our elections. It's the foundation of our constitutional republic. If that foundation cracks, I'm telling you, it's bad news for everybody. Patriots, we have an opportunity now that you've never had. An opportunity to vote for a real Republican. My opponent has never had an opponent. You've never had a chance to vote for a liberty lover. I have confidence in everybody here, and I appreciate coming out here. Speak to patriots, because you understand we don't swear an allegiance to a king or queen. We swear allegiance to a little document that was specifically designed to preserve your God-given liberties. That's why they wrote it. They knew the biggest threat to your God-given liberty was the very government they were creating. You understand that the fundamental role of government, I want you to ask this, anybody that runs for office, what's the fundamental role of government? It's always to defend your God-given liberties. Everything else is secondary. Patriots, it's time. It's time. I want you to think about this. I want you to grab your rusted sword of liberty and unsheath it from that sticky scabbard. And I want you to awaken your fellow patriots, your fellow Texans. Awaken them from their slumber to restore our God-given liberties. All of our liberties that have been stolen from us. Our time is coming. This is Texas. We will bend a knee to no man, to no government, for no reason. Patriots, when I tell you our greatest days are coming, our time is now, I mean it. We're going to have unlimited prosperity in this state. It's beyond our imagination what's going to happen. When we turn on the lighthouse of liberty, it's going to blind those socialists from New York City to San Francisco and down in the know-it-all swamp in Austin. It's a new day for Texas. This is a new chapter in Texas history. We will absolutely awaken not just the United States of America. We're going to awaken the world. Because if we lose Texas, we do lose the free world. We are running out of time. But our time is now. I love you guys. God bless you and God bless Texas. Thank you.